Not quite Jerry Thompson's Mardu list. It's the variation my buddies and I have been working on, but they're all pretty much the same, right? Yep, I do. You can learn about how donation decks work here. This hand's fine, right? Got some spot removal into a Blood Moon. I go to F and A when I can watch an ape play JAC. Look, no, yeah, I don't get anything. That's just an accurate statement. Tron, probably. This hand's not great against Tron. I don't have any pressure to go with my Blood Moon. Alright, chat, take notes. Take notes. This lightning bolt has but one purpose here. Upstairs. Has but one purpose. Thoughtseize was a good draw. Thoughtseize was a good draw. What you got? Take your... I'm probably just supposed to take their Oblivion Stone, right? So I have Blood Moon to keep them off of actual Tron. They're just going to cast their Worm Coil on 6 and World Breaker on 7 and kill us, though. I'm going to take their Chromatic Star here, rather than play the Blood Moon. It's not resource efficient, but this is like one of the last chances this card has to be live this game. I'm going to go ahead and take the Star, because it lets them draw out other things here. I have the Blood Moon to shut down them getting Tron online from the map. So again, still pretty far behind here. This guarantees them land number 4. They have land number 5, so like we just aren't pressuring them. And like this is just like a pretty good textbook example of like why these mid-range decks are bad against Tron. Also, can we get a shout out for the fact that like we haven't played against Tron at all today? In the first match we queue in with this deck, we hit Tron. You have to pressure the Tron deck while you're disrupting them. Just pressure isn't good enough. Alright, Kolaghan's command maybe means we can fight through this Worm Coil engine, but the World Breaker is just going to shut down our Blood Moon, which means we're going to be out of it after that. Should probably just concede here. Move on to the post-board games where we get some Stone Rains and some Surgical Extractions. I couldn't know that we were playing against Tron, which is also a downside to these mid-range interactive decks. Like, sometimes they just steal a game against you because you kept a hand that's trying to be interactive, and it's just not a matchup where interactive hands are good. Tron was waiting for someone to play Fair Magic to pounce. Ain't that the truth? I think it's going to be a good weekend for Tron in Toronto. I think Tron is poised to have a pretty good weekend this weekend. Push is bad. Brutality is bad. These Bolt's bad, probably. They're probably worse than all of these cards. We're bringing in the Surgical Extractions as a bad build our own Crumble to Dust. Oh man, did somebody already time that person out? Someone talked about the bolting being aggro. We didn't, with the Worm Coil wasn't the problem. We were going to be able to fight through the Worm Coil with the Kolaghan Span. The problem was the follow-up World Breaker that we were never going to be able to kill. Never going to be able to kill. This Terminate's probably not good enough for that reason. Let's click submit and cross our fingers, hope for the best. Hey, wifey.
I'm not bringing it back.
Tell me when you got a cut and I'll come up and get some. Love you. Easy mulligan. mean, I guess this is a keep. No, the company decks are traditionally pretty bad against Tron. Alright. They don't have Tron just yet because they have 2 power plants in their hand. Fucking Tron, man. Fucking Tron. Fucking Tron. Ah! Ah! Just haven't drawn a spell. Oh, I guess we'll play another turn or two here. But they're gonna draw Karn. I'm conceding when they cast Karn or Wormcoil this turn. I'm conceding when they cast Karn or Wormcoil this turn, just because they want it way more than we do if they draw that. If you can't just shake off the Tron losses with a deck like this, you just can't play a deck like this because you're gonna get bodied by Tron. This is what they do. This is how the deck works. And I agree, Burgle. If my goal was to win next weekend, I would play Tron. But I think I would rather just, we're probably gonna end up playing Kiki Core because it just like has the most game in most places. This is modern land dossier braid. I think Tron with access to black cards would be a little bit harder for Twin. Like they have Fatal Push and other key cards like that. I mean, my Liliana, she doesn't really do much, but she's mine. This is what we've got. These are the cards we've been dealt. Your move. Need a Stone Rain this turn. If we don't hit a Stone Rain this turn, we're dead because they have an Ulamog in their hand and they have another Tron piece. Means I'm gonna go upstairs and get some pizza before I come back down here and play Tron for a second time. We drew one spell. We tried. We tried. We drew one spell. So I wasn't conceding to the Thragtusk there. I was conceding to the Ulamog they're gonna cast next turn. I'm gonna go upstairs and get a slice of pizza. I'll be right back. Delicious deep dish. Little did you know you were walking into a mukbang stream. Little did you know this was now a mukbang stream. We have 2 Molten Rains to go with our Fulminator. 3 Stone Rains. Yep. Happy National Pizza Day indeed. That's really good. Get to looting. Ditch the souls. That may or may not be good. Probably gonna err on the side of that being bad against Scalding Tarn. I guess they could be on Jeskai. I'll bin the extra land for now. Just wait on that. We could always loot this away later with this other looting. No. Wait, I thought you said there was an iced tea in there for me.
I had 2.
No, I just took 1. Nope. That's a great draw. Let's just Thoughtseize potentially clear the way. This Blood Moon, they are playing Jeskai. Take their Cryptic Command here. Pass the turn back, we'll Blood Moon them next turn. Keep them off of white, potentially. They're hoping to dodge Spell Queller and... what's it called here? You'll note that I didn't cast the Faithless Looting last turn, and that was intentional. I didn't have any cards that I was particularly interested in discarding, so I chose not to do that. God, Dread Return would be so degenerate. Yeah, Tron's real obnoxious. The land draw here is pretty good. Let's just go Pyromancer into Flashback Souls. I put us a little bit far off from the Bedlam Reveler, but it insulates us against the Snapcaster Mage in his hand. So we don't accidentally die to, like, bolts and mediocre 2-1s. Man, they're going all upstairs. I'm kind of looking for a Collective Brutality here, right? So I can potentially gain some health to get out of double bolt range here. Fatal Push, Thoughtseize. I really don't want to. This gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna go ahead and flash this back. I don't love these Kolaghan's commands. I guess I could like shock this plus. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that actually. You discard shock this. And then I can go ahead and attack with everything but this elemental. All right. Yep. Yep. Damn. Well, we tried. Flew a touch too close to the sun there. So it's worth noting that I could have played this a little bit differently. On turn 1, I discarded this Blood Crypt as opposed to discarding this Marsh Flats. And that 1 extra point of health would have left me at 1 through that Lightning Bolt, which would have meant my opponent needed to draw another Lightning Bolt or another Snapcaster Mage. So there's a very good chance that we could have put ourselves in a better position that game by keeping, having just 1 more point of health. All right, so Fatal Push is pretty bad here. Terminate's pretty bad here. Bolts are like not good, but they're fine. Fulminator Mage and Molten Rain are fine. Molten Rain can hit basics, right? It just only does damage if it's non-basic. Destroy target land if it was non-basic. Yeah, okay, so I don't want this other Terminate. I probably want some of these Collective Brutalities. I'm bringing one of those. I'm gonna split this 3-3 with my Lightning Bolts. Yeah, opponent played the game very well. I agree. Brutality's fine. It's like not good, but it's fine. I'm gonna split it 3-3 because they could have. I don't want to cut all my bolts because they could potentially be on spell colors. Yeah, Brutality's reach. Tex Colorado, 8-10-month resubscription. Thanks for joining back up. I do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Jack Daniels. We're not quite that tilted. It is a Pure Leaf lemon iced tea. It's delicious and refreshing. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Pure Leaf iced tea, but Pure Leaf, if you're out there, it could be. Your Brutality is very good in this deck. I mean, Brutality's not always amazing. There's particular matchups where it really shines, but there are plenty of decks that like don't super leverage it. One of the reasons why this deck's kind of awesome is that in situations like this, where my Blood Moon's like not good because of their basics, I just get to cast Faithless Looting and discard it, right? Like, I don't really want to turn off my white source. Yeah, so I'm going to discard this, I'm going to discard a Lingering Souls. And now I get to shock this in and flash back Lingering Souls. And I think I'm just going to smash here. I'm willing to trade this for a Snapcaster. Nah, probably not. It's probably loose. I'll just pass. Potentially missing 2 points of damage here, but I don't really want to trade it for Snapcaster Mage. What is JD? Alright, what do you got? What do you got? Oh, look at that. They have a Supreme Verdict. Oh, and they have a Snapcaster Mage. That's great. This in. Cast this Lingering Souls. Jack Daniels. Okay. So we're not going to attack with the Pyromancer because I don't want to run it into a Snapcaster Mage here. They have a logic not as well that they can't cast because they're fetching for basics aggressively. What do you think, Chad? Do you think they're going to die? They played the island that we knew about as opposed to a tapped land. Lead on this. See what we get. And again, remember, even if they end up wrathing us here, we're just going to get to Bedlam Reveler and Kolaghan's Command and gas right back up. This is also the reason why I'm doing this pre-combat, because if they want to counter it, then they can't do something like Settle the Wreckage or Flash and Snapcaster Mage. Now I flash this back. I get to go ahead and smash them here. Go down to some low number, 4, sure. I'm going to leave one Moon in because in this matchup, Blood Moon doesn't have to be the type of card that screws my opponent out of not playing Magic. We care about Celestial Colonnade, so I think I want 4 answers to Celestial Colonnade post board, and Blood Moon plus 2 Molten Rains and a Fulminator Mage are those 4. Man, that's good pizza. He said, you got a Giordano's in town over last summer. That's great. No, I think Leyline's pretty unlikely. If they do have Leyline, we'll just Faithless Looting through our discard spells. Yep. And like I said that game, like, there's such a low cost of keeping cards like Blood Moon in your deck just because you can Faithless Looting them. It's just cheese pizza. Maybe she got garlic on it? I can't tell. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not pizza, it's tomato pie. That is one way to look at it. Alright, so spin their Snapcaster here. Take their 2 for 1. You watch it for the pizza eating? Become a better Magic player? Yeah, I guess we do a little bit of that too. Accompany the pizza eating. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch a non-basic here. Just because they have that path in their hand, so if they want to path me, that's fine. This is a little scary because they also have Bolt in their hand, but they don't have a red source in play right now. I'm pizza biased. I'm just, you know, I'm not picky. I eat all sorts. We accept all sorts of pizza in this house. Thick pizza needs love too, okay? Thick pizza needs love too. Start generating some tokens. Thoughtseize is pretty good. They really need another land? No, they're probably going to path me at some point here. Famous last words. I'm gonna take the Path to Exile here. Means they can't kill the Pyromancer this turn. If they have to bolt it, I can Kolaghan's command it back. Like they're going to 16 here. No, I think blowing the Ballista was right when you did. I think you definitely wanted to kill at least one of them, but alright, that's sweet. Means get to go ahead and get this lightning bolt out of their hand here. And then they've just got Flooded Strand plus a island. This does mean, and again, this is a good example of like I was talking while sideboarding about needing to be able to have answers Celestial Colonnade, like we're gonna lose this race to Celestial Colonnade potentially if we don't draw some more action here. Well, I suppose I could play her and start ticking her up. No, then they just get to play the Colonnade next turn. I think I'm just supposed to Faithless Looting here. Start with this, see what we get. Inquisition Brutality. I don't need an extra Liliana. I think I want the Inquisition either. Keep that in case we draw the Blood Moon. We've got how many instant sorceries have we been now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Bedlam Reveler's online if we draw it. With the K command plus the Brutality, we might be able to race this Colonnade here. The Colonnade has us dead in 4 currently. I'm going to smash with both of these. This is probably going to be an Inquisition, take one of their cards, hopefully, and then fetch a Swamp, Kolaghan's command their second card, plus grab my Pyromancer back. And then next turn, we can go Pyromancer plus Brutality. They have Hallowed Fountain as their last card here. So I'm going to go ahead and bin that now. So fetching does technically take a turn off of our clock, but the fact that I have this brutality to allow me... Actually, with the Hallowed Fountain in their hand, do I just want to shock them? Yeah, probably. So, buy back you, shock you. So, this technically takes a turn off our clock, but we're going to get to go Pyromancer, Brutality, drain them for 2. So that puts us back to 10. Unless they draw like another spell snare here, we should be okay. They'll put them to 5, this puts them to 3, and then we can kill them the following turn. Or I could just draw Molten Rain. This plays around spell snare, so I'll do that. Pretty easy pivot, reassess. Down 3, and then the Brutality is just going to be lethal next turn along with the token attack. We're going to lead on attacking with the elementals. Oh, look, a Bedlam Reveler, so when everything's said and done, we can draw 3 cards. We want to attack first before playing our spells because it plays around Cryptic Command. Wow, that's a beating. Wow. Holy crap, we're going to lose this game? Are we going to lose this game? We're going to flip this Azcanta on us? Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just supposed to drain them and then jam the Bedlam Reveler, right? I think that's the line. I think it's just drain you, jam Bedlam Reveler. Like, hope you brick on a bunch of stuff here. Like Brutality, get 3 fresh ones. It didn't take a damage because its trigger killed the things. They don't have any cards in their hand. Hey. Hey! Ayo! Jeff, don't fool yourself into playing something fair about it. Don't fool yourself into thinking about it. You should be playing something fair. Hashtag Ascendancy. I might play the Kiki deck. Honestly, I think... And this will become as a surprise to no one, right? Like, I think the Kiki deck's my top choice currently. I just don't really enjoy the Tron deck enough to play it. Is part of the problem. Like, I'm going to play Magic to have fun, so... Bolt in their next upkeep just to make sure. No, I want to bolt on my turn, because bolting on their upkeep gives them a chance to find another counterspell with Azcanta. It also untaps them for Cryptic Command. And they need, like, a negate or a Logic Knot there, which they did not have. Alright, I'm American, which means I'm fat, so I'm gonna go upstairs and get a little bit more pizza. And then we're gonna finish this league out. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Don't go anywhere. I appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Donate money for Lantern Control. Get out of here. We're done with that. Ain't nobody got time for Lantern Control. Mardu. Any thoughts on leading with Faithless Looting there, potentially bait out a counterspell before looting? Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's like mostly upside because like we're getting logic down to regardless. Yeah, it's probably strictly correct to lead on looting there, Milla. That's a good question. It's a good thing to put forward. Like they're on one card. It's like a no downside, all upside play. Gives them a chance to beat themselves should they have a negate or something. The 1-1-1-1 pairing. What is this and where am I? This hand's okay. It's a touch awkward that this Godless Shrine is a Godless Shrine. But I guess other lists are playing 3 swamps, so it'd probably be a 3rd swamp if we were playing like Jerry's mana base. Their budget replacement for Blackcleave Cliffs. More fetch lands and shock lands. You could probably replace 1 or at most 2 of them with Dragon Skull Summits, but realistically you want the untapped land, so I would probably only play like 1 Dragon Skull Summit, and then I would recommend playing playing copies of just fetches and shock lands from there. Huh. This Bedlam's looking a little awkward. Eight mana and not going anywhere fast. Well, onto the bolt for now. They can like end step Snapcaster, end step Snapcaster, bolt my Liliana, and like trying to attack her down. The bolt prevents them from doing that. Blackcleave sets are like they're like $40 or $50, right? I think they got up there. Lighthouse is pretty scary. I think I'm still just keeping the bolt in my hand. Really don't need a 5th land at this point. Although I could just like work towards hard casting this Reveler, but that sounds really terrible. Uh-oh. That's really bad. They discarded it through the breach. We gonna get comboed, chat. We gonna get comboed. End step Cryptic Bounce my Lily. We tried. Gave it the old college best here. Have another cryptic command. 3-man, sure. Hoagland is a douche. And you know what? I'm gonna use your dollar to clean myself out. Jeez. Thanks for the dollar, idiot. I'll enjoy every penny of it. Anybody else feel like using their money to insult me? Anyone? No? Weird. That's so weird. We're just gonna have to get the remands eventually. And so bolt to try to power out the Reveler. I mean, we're just like nowhere near powering it out, so these bolts could very easily turn into actual cards if we ever draw Faithless Looting. So I feel like I'm just supposed to hold them for that purpose rather than just like blasting them off like a random shotgun shell. Maybe they got permabadge, that's the only way to troll. That's a little awkward. Can't recast this Lily anymore, but whatever. Oh, they have a spell snare in their hand, don't they? They let that resolve. Oh, they have a bolt too? That's fine, right? Like now I'm gonna take these bolts and send them upstairs. They have one card we don't know, chat. It's never not Emrakul, right? Man, Magic's great. Fun factoid. There were 5 people that played the blue-red breach deck that our opponent is currently playing at the Pro Tour. 0 of them went 6-4 or better. Deck is really bad. We played it on stream too, and it felt really bad. And then I saw the Pro Tour results, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. They had a bolt in their hand, but even if they didn't have a bolt in their hand, we weren't winning that game. So, good try though. That hand just didn't do anything. That hand is super reasonable. Put that on top. I'm really not Faithless Looting here. That way I can cast Lingering Souls on 2. Huh. I want this Liliana or do I want this Inquisition? I think I want to just ditch the Liliana for now, honestly. It's linked in my article, Aaron. It's linked in my article. Put my 2 power into play. Your move. It happens with this first Inquisition here. Unfortunate that this doesn't take any of their actual combo cards, but potentially punch through some of their setup here. Maybe make a road, clear the road for Fulminator Mage to resolve and put them a turn behind on actually comboing us. They have Madcap and Through the Breach in their deck. Alright, well I'm glad I have all of my Kolaghan's commands in. Take their Snapcast. I took their Remand because I'm playing this immediately. Take their Snapcaster. Excuse me. Move. We rip a 3rd land, we can clean up this Madcap Empyrean nicely. Oop. Land please, ding. So they have Madcap, Through the Breach, Spell Snare, and then 1 card we don't know. I'm just going to jam this Fulminator Mage, but I'm not going to blow it up right away. Because I would like to get an attack with it in, potentially. I also, like, kind of want them to Madcap next turn, so that way I can just Kolaghan's command it. And honestly, once they Madcap, I'm probably going to Stone Rain them and then shatter that, plus get my Kolaghan's Command back to my hand, so that way I can keep them off mana. They leave Blood Moon in their deck. Collective Brutality is not a bad one. Turn you, shatter you. Their hand is Through the Breach, Islet, and then 2 cards I don't know. Okay, Loot House is not bad. I'm going to lead on attacking here because I don't want them to be able to like Cryptic, counter my Fulminator Mage, plus bounce one of my tokens. Yep. Now I'm just going to go ahead and tag this Loot House here. I just don't want them to be able to Through the Breach me next turn. And then hopefully we rip a land, an untapped land, and we can go Brutality, Brutality, strip the Through the Breach plus something else out of their hand. Opponent bin the Spell Snare, so the only card we know about in their hand is Through the Breach right now. And tilt. Guess I'm going to lead on this because knowing what's in their hand will affect what I want to do with this Faithless Looting potentially. Double Through the Breach. Alright, huh. Well, while the Platinum Empyrean's in play, my opponent's health total can't change. Now, I don't think I want to go after the red source. The Desolate Lighthouse is going to let them see a lot of extra cards, which is what they want to do. I'm not Faithless Looting here because I don't want to discard either of the extra 2 cards in my hand. So if I cast Faithless Looting here, I'm basically just like playing it to put, don't you fucking dare. Don't you do it to me. Don't. I'm gonna lose it, chat. Chat, I'm gonna lose it. Chat, I just looked at your hand. I just looked at your hand and you had nothing. God. I can't play a deck with discard spells. I can't play a deck with discard spells. Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, we tried. Well, they had another red source in their hand. Like, trying to keep them off of red source is kind of a fool's errand, whereas, like, guaranteeing we keep them off of Desolate Lighthouse is better. Nice, fair deck, Jeff. Ain't that the truth? And that's honestly, like, that's what makes Modern one of the, it's what makes Modern the most popular competitive format in Magic, right? Like, I think this deck is one of the best decks in this format, but that doesn't mean that its win percentage is drastically above everything else. And regardless of what you're playing, like, that Breach deck had a very bad run at the PT, but you can still win plenty of games playing it. It's still moderately competitive, so you can basically do whatever you want and still win a reasonable number of games and matches in this format. Which is why it's as popular as it is. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Only has 1 land, but it's got a Faithless Looting in it. I think I'm gonna lead on Thoughtseize. Nope. JK. No Thoughtseizes is here. Oh god. I have an engineered explosives on my board still, right? They're playing fucking Boogles. 2 air chairs and an extra Liliana. Right, well. Discard these 2, because they're not doing nothing. I guess this Lightning Bolt is... Actually, maybe I should have kept the Lingering Souls, because this Lightning Bolt also can't do anything. Man, if we won 3, I might lose it, chat. We're about to 1-3 out of this league real quick, huh? God, I'd love it if Tron wasn't a deck. That's just like my one my two complaints about Modern. I would appreciate the format more if Tron lands and Blood Moon weren't in it. Everything else in the format I could pretty much take or leave as these are fine features of the format. Just like Blood Moon and Tron generate basically a bunch of non-games. I could just never fucking win, right? Just super dead. Just super dead. I don't know what it is. I think Magic Online's not even using that much memory right now. Something's chugging on my CPU. I don't know what it is. OBS is gobbling a lot, but that happens. All right, any rate. What CPU do I have? I have a i7 4790 or something like that. I was exactly right, an i7 4790. That. All right, Boogles. Liliana in, engineered explosives in, these in. Fatal push out. Terminate out. I guess I'm leaving Kolaghan's command in. I think these are better than Kolaghan's command, maybe? Maybe? I guess these are reach, technically. Peace, Project Swamp. I'll catch you around. Thanks for dropping by. The actual issue isn't just Magic Online, something. I don't think I have any browser processes running. No, look at it. It didn't look like there was anything going too crazy. I mean, this hand is very good until they play a ley line. Well, the good news, chat, is that we're probably going to play one more thing out of the donation queue tonight. I don't know what we're going to play, but something. I might close the night out with a meme. I might close the night out with a meme because I feel like I just don't have it in me to try and play a real deck after what has happened here. I know people have sent me lots of money to play lots of different things. And Tron lands and other things bring back Spanish Inquisition. I don't have any Spanish Inquisitions in the queue. We could play your deck, actually. That sounds fine. It takes care of... Can't even type your own username. Yeah, fuck it. I'm done. We're done. We're dead. Just ley line Bogle every game. Don't get ley line Bogle, chat. Don't do it. Doesn't feel good. Feels good. Just 0-2 in every match we lost, 2-1 in the one that we won. This Mardu deck's really good. This Mardu deck's really good. We have a lot of every format in the queue. A lot of every format in the queue. Boogles. I actually think Boogles is in an okay spot right now for what it's worth because of what you just saw there. Because of what you just saw there. Yeah, I'm gonna vet the board and I'm gonna vet the mana base here real quick. I want a Shelter Thicket or two in the mana base, I think. This is an oldie. Take a picture here, another Blackcleave Cliffs deck. This deck won a Modern Grand Prix once upon a time, believe it or not. Deck won a Modern Grand Prix. This is the type of deck that a lot of people who watch this stream will probably enjoy. All right, let's start by... I feel like we want at least 2 Sheltered Thicketed here, right? Probably spelled that wrong. I didn't. Look at that. I think I want 2 Sheltered Thickets in here. Is Molten Vortex bad here? I think so. I think it's worse than just playing Seismic Assault. Good lord, that's so many Grave Karens. Yeah, the sideboard's gonna get updated too. I want to update the mana base first. Although, this person really wanted to beat Lantern, just 4 Ancient Grudge, 3 Decay. Burgle, look, this deck's got Faithless Looting in it. It knows what the busted card is. It's got Faithless Looting. Slaughter Pack's pretty terrible right now. Get that right on out of there. Oh, you know what? This is how old this deck is. You see these fetches? This deck list that Interonic sent me, it predates Onslaught fetches. I'm not sure what to believe anymore. Alright, so this deck list predates... It predates Onslaught fetches being in the format. I remember the GP this one. I think it was like 2011, 2012. It was early. No, it's probably 2012 because this was 2012, right? That's prehistoric, right? Yeah, basically. $2013? Okay, that makes sense. I want to add one more fetch here just because we have more on-color fetches. This is this. Do I want some Fatal Pushes in here? They were in cons. Your viewership isn't old enough. That's funny. All right. Decay was 2013. Yeah, so 2013 then. That makes sense. All right. So the Spell Skites and the Torp Orbs and the sideboard are obviously nonsense, right? Let's just like get rid of that. Nip that right in the bud. We have Flame Jabs and we have Faithless Lootings. Yeah, I added two Sheltered Thickets in here. We already took care of that one. I love it. I love it. Might put like the Maelstrom Pulse in the main deck as a random catch-all. Probably fine. Details on how the donation decks work is right here. Explains the timing and everything like that. I just added these. Because we're changing the matters. What sideboard cards do I want in this deck? Yeah, I just added the Sheltered Thickets. I think this is fine. The Nile Spell Bombs are probably fine. Probably want to round out. Engineered Explosives isn't a bad idea. I like that. That card's pretty good in Modern. Do we just want some more discard spells? Just like load some Thoughtseizes up in here for the combo decks. Some nice basics in here. Put some nice basics in here. Oh, Brutality is probably what we want, right? It's guard against burn. Good against like burn and other random stuff. I like Collective Brutality. We don't really have a lot of creatures. I don't think Last Hope is very good. Yeah, we have Ghost Quarter, Tech Edge, so I think that's fine. Yeah, I have Ghost Quarters and Tech Edges. When a meme gets a facelift, right? Do I just want it like an extra Ghost Quarter in the board? It's potentially I could just want an extra Ghost Quarter in the board, just like there's so many big mana decks right now. Well, remember too, we can also just deal with Gurmag Angler just by blocking it. We have Tarmogoyfs and Countryside Crusher. Yeah, I think Tech Edge is better just because we can loam it back. Oh, we have Canyon Slough too. I'm gonna split Shelter Thicket Canyon Slough 1/1. Forgot we had two different. Jund has two different cycle lands, so on a red-black and a green-red here. Countryside Crusher, modern staple Countryside Crusher. You can just type exclamation point in the card name in chat. You'll be able to find it. Let's export this bad Mamma Jamma. Oh, Worm Harvest is great. That's a great idea. That card is super grindy. Love it. I'm gonna put another Abrupt Decay on our board just because someone mentioned Dredge Hate, and I think that's reasonable to have more of these cards to kill hate we can bring in for Dredge. Why does it have to be a donation deck list, man? I think it's a thing of beauty. I think Gitrog is too terrible. We're playing some terrible cards, but I think Gitrog is a touch too terrible. Gitrog is just a touch